Monte, I'm curious. You talked about the transition and just going from professional baseball to now back to football, and you talked about you shaking off the rust and doing that. Where do you feel like playing in the pros has helped you now transition here? Or what was some of the difficulties that you went through in that transition process?
The highs and lows. Baseball's a game of failure, so you be a superstar or an all-star and you fail 70% of the time. So coming in every day being the exact same guy, no matter what you do, you can go 4 for 4 or 0 for 4. Just being the same guy every single day. The transition more than anything is just mental. You know what I'm saying? Mentally put myself in spots where I know I can be successful, and that's the way the game of baseball has helped me.
And I'm sure you've seen all the social media love that you've been getting and different accounts nationally. I know you guys are saying, yeah, we've seen it. Is it nice to see that you're still being recognized, here at this level now? You were recognized at the MLB level, but now seeing just, the excitement around you being 30 years old and saying, yeah, I can do it too, right?
It's love and hate on both sides. It's just what comes with it. I really don't get to see much just because the only social media I have is Instagram. So I try to limit myself as much as possible. When I started that at a young age, I try to tell these guys, man, like, as quick as they can love you, they can hate you at the exact same time. And that's not like to scare people or anything like that, but it's the internet. The internet's not really real. It's different when you have to walk into a room in front of 6'4", 2 whatever pounds to be able to say some of the things that they say on the internet. But also on the flip side, they do give a lot of love, and I take it. I don't want to say I take it with a grain of salt, but like I said, I just try to be the same dude every single day. So I really don't even look at it and just be Monte. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Raylen and Omega, I want to ask you about what he was talking about there when we had Coach Fouch in here. They said, he's truly like almost an assistant coach, Monte being an assistant coach in that room. What's he been like just as a leader of that room? And can you talk a little bit about just that leadership role?
I tell him he has a dad tone. So
you tell me I got to
So just the way he talks to you, I think the biggest thing sometimes you got to hear the message. I think that was the biggest thing with young guys coming in, transfers, things like that. When we first heard him, we're like, why are you talking to us like that? But the biggest thing is just the message. And, he's done it before. So that's the best thing for us to just be able to hear him and, learn from him. And that's not even just football. That's if it's a car, if it's doing things like that, just certain things that we should do, shouldn't do, just learning from him and his mistakes and his success as well. So I think his message is always good. And I think the biggest thing with him being as a leader, that he listens to us as well. And that's the thing you have to do as a leader, is just being able to learn from, other guys as well, and not just feel like you're above everyone. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, man. Unc, man. So when I first got here, man, I remember him giving me a ride home. We had a talk, I'm like, yeah, man, listen to everything he said, took it in, man. Like I said, he never told me nothing wrong. And the simple fact, like Raylen said, he's like a dad, man. He's going to put you in your place when you're wrong, and then he's going to let you know when you all right or doing good. And just the way he approached every day is, like I said, you can tell he's hungry and he's got a point to prove. So with that being said, I just think, overall, he's just golden, man, and he's that guy for real. And he's the guy to be around each and every day and to learn from.
Raylen, I'm curious, you've known Talon since y'all's high school days, and now you're about to do your first season with him in college football. How has he grown maybe since y'all were in high school, and how have you seen him grown over the past maybe 5 months since you've been here on campus?
Sure, I've known him since elementary school, but in high school I remember, he was trying to gain weight. He'd have 4 PB&Js in the morning, things like that. Just seeing his grit, he hasn't changed a bit. That's the biggest thing, and he's hungry just to make us successful as well. I told him one day, we go as he goes, and so our dreams are on his dreams as well. So he holds himself to a high standard. He holds us to a high standard as well. If we're just walking around, we're gonna throw football, do something. We're gonna talk about football. We're gonna find out if it's a certain concept, what you want to do, how he wants to do it, things like that. We're just always talking football, but at the same time, he's a man of God as well. Being able to, get us in Bible studies, things like that, just being able to get us outside of football. It's not just football with us. I feel like that's the biggest thing. With his family, things like that. He cooked the other day before camp, you know, making burgers, things like that. Just doing things so everyone else can feel like a family. So he does that, and he's always going to have a smile on his face. He's hard on himself. So you sometimes just got to pick him up and just, you know, it's one play and one day at a time.
Has anything, now you're here in your second year with Talon, has anything stuck out to you in terms of his development, whether that's on the field, off the field, from year one as a starter here to now year two?
The confidence. You could definitely see the confidence level start to go up. I think everybody knows the stats, and everybody talks about year two and Bobby. So, me personally, I expect a big jump from Talon. I think he's going to do great things and be able to push this school to heights that we internally believe that we can believe. We don't really care about the outside noise and what they have to say, but I think Taylor's going to be a great leader and a great player on the field.
One more question for you about your journey here. Do you remember like when in the post MLB career you were like, the idea came like maybe I should do this, like you know, not even really taking it seriously, but maybe I kind of want to do this?
After the 2021 year. Year 2021, and then it was close to getting around spring training time, and I had a couple schools. I had Nebraska call me, a couple other schools call me asking if I wanted to play football still, and I felt like at that time period it wasn't really time yet, just because I don't like leaving something where I feel like there's a what if there. So I gave it a couple more years, and then after that I was like, all right, now I'm ready to go. And I made the decision to be able to, you know, talk to schools and stuff like that. And I picked Arkansas because SEC, family. Pitt is really huge on family, and it's close to home for me, so I'll be able to take care of my kids and be able to travel home. My family be able to see me too.
So just to confirm, like even when you were still playing baseball, it was in the back of your mind, maybe one day you want to go play college?
After that 21 year, I got drafted in 14, so after 7 years, that was that kind of time period. I was just like, man, maybe it's probably time. But like I said, in that moment, I couldn't fully convince myself to do it. So 2 years later, that's when, boom, it happened.
How do you go about telling teams, like, hey, I'm down to play football again? Like, how did Arkansas find out about you? Did you have, like, an agent putting out the word, or kind of how did that go?
I had some people that, you know, they got connections and stuff like that. You know, when you hear about 27, 28-year-old trying to come back and play football, a lot of people think it's a joke. But I know myself, the people around me know me, how hard I work and how I go about my business. And like I said, I got in connections with schools. Some schools made offers and stuff like that to be able to come and play. So made my decision from there. And I feel like this was the place that it felt home. People don't know, this is my first ever offer too from baseball from Van Horn. So it was just something about Arkansas that always stuck in my mind.
Do you remember when you got that offer from Coach Van Horn, like how old you were? Like
After my freshman year.
Okay.
After my freshman year, I took a visit down here, and I want to say Todd Butler was the hitting coach at the time. I would have committed, if I'm being perfectly honest, if he wouldn't have left.
When obviously it was a lot of money, but when the draft rolled around, was it a hard decision to pursue baseball, or was there a part of you that said, hey, I want to try to go to this two-sport thing in Nebraska?
I gave him a timeline. I think the draft happened on a Thursday, and I had to report to school on a Sunday. And I said I don't want to report to school and be having to still choose what I wanted to do. So I gave the Brewers 3 days to be able to choose, like, what y'all want to do. Like, don't play around. Like, we need to make this happen now. So by Saturday night, they drove down and gave me the offer, and then boom, I was signed that night.
I don't know how much free time you have with playing football now, but do you ever pick up a bat and go batting cages, or like do you ever do anything like that?
I don't. I got kids, 2 kids, so I mean, my son, he picks up the bat for himself, be wanting to play around with it, but I really don't have time. I mean, it might be sometime in the future where I might, you know, go and be able to do that, but right now, nah, my focus is on football and my guys right here.
You were a 3-sport guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you get any interest in basketball?
Yeah, I had offers in basketball. Actually, as a sophomore going into my junior year, I actually told my coach that I didn't want to pursue basketball anymore because, I mean, you see so many 6'2", 6'3" at the time that can jump and do all that. It's not very many 6'2", 6'3" that's athletic in football. I mean, there is, or baseball, but I think that was kind of more my brother's journey and what he wanted to do. I didn't want to take that shine away from him.
Could you enlighten us a little bit on your connection with Talon from elementary and high school and stuff? How, like, y'all weren't on the same high school team, right? You were at Allen?
No, we were on the same high school team. He transferred his sophomore year. I played QB as well. He got brought up his freshman year in my sophomore year. and then he ended up transferring. But we ran track against each other, things like that, summer track and things like that. He was a long jumper. We long jumped against each other, 400, all of that type of stuff. So been close with his family for many years. Our families are pretty close, so we go way back.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all.